Hope you guys like the new whip, man. Right now I'm on home time. You know what I mean? So I'm just enjoying this thing basically. But I'm gonna tap in right now and I'm gonna share what's been going on over the past week and a half. It ain't been too much of a good week, but I got a lot of valuable information for you guys, you know what I mean? Yeah, as usual, it's gonna help you guys out, coming here to Transam or just your everyday life working here at Transam, you know what I mean? So stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Comment down below, let me know what's going on with you if you guys have started already. I know a lot of you guys were in orientation. Yeah, so I'm gonna get right into the video and check in with you guys in a minute. Alright, I'm gonna basically start this video with the pre-trip section of it because there's a lot of things that I gotta talk about, man, and I feel like I'm gonna break this video up in like separate parts. But let's get right into it. The pre-trip. Why it's important to pre-trip your truck, bro? It's gonna save your life. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing. Your life comes first. Second thing is the people that's around you, bro. Like, you're using this truck to move freight across the country. You're also putting other people's life in danger if you're not pre-tripping your truck. And if you're not, it's one thing to pre-trip the truck, but it's another thing to also take care of the issues that you find with the truck and reporting the issues and actually getting them fixed. You know what I mean? You want to make sure you're doing that. So pre-tripping the truck is very, very important. You know what I mean? You don't wanna find faults, bro, and then just ignore them. You know what I mean? That's not safe at all. And I'm gonna drop two clippings inside. I'm gonna drop two clippings in this video shortly after, somewhere after this, and I'm gonna show you why it's really important. You know what I mean? The first one is gonna be this one, and then the second one is this guy. I don't even know what this guy is thinking, bro, but you definitely do not want to be this type of driver. And as I was pre-tripping mine, I realized one of my headlights, my low beam headlights, was out. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and get it repaired, and instead bring a little toolkit like inside your truck, a little screwdriver, a little vice grip, you know what I mean, a little pliers. That's gonna help you out, because if I should go inside the shop, it's gonna take mad hours just for them to get to me to get this done, and that's gonna mean downtime, less miles, more money. So this is real quick, you know what I mean. I already took it apart basically, and I'm gonna replace the light bulb and get moving again. So you seen both of those clips, and basically, like, that driver, if he was pre-tripping his truck, then he would have known somebody had took the release handle off the landing gear, and that basically killed me on downtime. Because I was already sitting, and that's something that I need to go over also. The next thing that I wanted to touch on before I go more in depth about the video is personal hygiene, especially with this coronavirus going around. Personal hygiene, why it's important, bro. Like, you got to take all this stuff very seriously. You definitely don't want to be that guy that's at the truck stop that smells like piss and just smells like ASS, or you know what I mean. You don't want to be that person, bro. Personal hygiene is very important. There's no reason for you not to have a shower every day or not brush your teeth every day or whatever the case is, man. It's literally a no-brainer, dog. Like, nobody should tell you this, you know what I mean? So you definitely don't want to be this guy right here. Did y'all just see that? So like I said, I wanted to get into a few things after we gone over the whole pre-trip and why it's important. What's been going on? Okay, for the past 2 weeks, like I said earlier, it's not been the 2 best weeks. It's been 2 of the slowest weeks I have had here at Transam. You know what I mean? I'm gonna leave some of it for the dedicated review, which is coming up soon. I know I said it's coming up soon, but I just wanted to see how things run. I don't just want to jump and go to a conclusion. So basically, this is what happened. I came out. I extended my home time after my 14 days was up. I asked them to let me stay out for 2 more weeks, and I ran good miles for the first 2 weeks while I was out. I won like 2,900, which I told you guys before, and then like 3,100 or somewhere thereabouts. So I made 2 good paychecks. Luckily, I always try to save something, so I saved like basically half of those pay miles that I got. After I asked them to stay out, that video that I did when I was in Iowa and I showed you guys in the restroom, those of you guys who haven't checked the video, it shows you like what my day-to-day life is like, you know, driving the truck, being an OTR driver, all that stuff. I have a whole catalog of videos, so if you're new watching this, you can go check them out. I provide a lot of information on just working in trucking in general and working here at Transam, so you guys can go check that out and subscribe. But basically, I extended my home time and I was sitting. So they gave me a load. It was 100 miles to drive. 100 miles is literally 2 hours of driving. And they gave me the load. It picks up on Friday night and it delivers Monday afternoon. So basically 2 hours, like 3 to 4 days to drive 2 hours, which is ridiculous. I ended up sitting all that time. Then after I sat all that time, Monday came, and then I got unloaded at 3 in the afternoon. After getting finished unloading at 3 in the afternoon, they set up a relay. Now the relay was 60 miles. I had to drive 60 miles to go to the relay. So I was like, okay, maybe it's going to have like 1,000 miles because they have me sitting all that time. So I drive the 60 miles. Turns out the relay wasn't coming until Tuesday afternoon, which is like 6 in the afternoon. Then when the relay came, you guys seen what I told you about the whole pre-trip. The relay came and I was already sitting. I couldn't get the trailer from him because somebody took the landing gear off the trailer and it was just a mess. So that pushed me back. I lost miles again to get it fixed, you know what I mean? All that stuff. And then on top of that, if that wasn't enough, after I sat for all that time and I finally got the relay and finally got the trailer, when the load was released to me, it was only 100 miles. So I already sat from Thursday night of the week before all the way till Monday to get unloaded. Then I got unloaded, and basically when I got unloaded, I got another load for 100 miles. So I ran the 100 miles. After that, they gave me another load, which was going down to Georgia. Before I got down to Georgia, I called my driver manager. Hey, what's going on? I noticed that you guys had me sitting, and he was trying to figure out why did they have me sitting, because I haven't done anything wrong. And I know they can be petty if they feel like, you know, you did something wrong, or you're not, you know, or you refuse the load or something. They will do it out of spite and like cut your miles. That's a whole different issue, but I didn't do anything wrong. But basically the only conclusion he could have came up with was that because I extended my home time, I was in OTR freight, I was in basically like a dead zone, and they didn't want to route me too far because my home time was coming up. So they routed me down to Georgia. I got unloaded in Georgia. Then they gave me another load because my home time was coming up on the 23rd. So I got another load to go down to Florida. The load was 500 miles. Then they had me drive. I picked the load up on Friday, and it was supposed to be delivered on Monday, which is the 23rd. My home time is supposed to start the 24th. The good thing was that the load delivered in West Palm. So I seen that the load delivered in West Palm. I picked it up on Friday, and what I did, I was like, okay, they give me 500 miles. That's literally like 9 hours to drive. I can drive that in a day. And I already took like 2 34-hour resets from the prior week because I sat so much. So it wasn't like I didn't have hours on my clock. I could have run, you know what I mean? So when I seen that it was going to deliver in my hometown, I know that it was my home load, and they were giving me 3 days again to drive 500 miles, which is a day drive. I just basically drove the 500 miles and not deliver the load early. And my reason for not delivering the load early, even though I got to West Palm early, I just got to West Palm and made sure my reefer was full, and I parked the truck at the truck stop, and then I went home. I sat at home from Saturday, Sunday, and then I got up early Monday morning and went ahead and delivered the load. Then after I delivered the load, I sent my empty call in for them to send me home. So this way, I got 2 extra days, and then my home time is supposed to be 72 hours, which is 3 days. So I ended up getting 5 days home, which was really good. And then after my 72 hours was up on Wednesday morning, they dispatched me on a load which didn't pick up until I believe it was 12 midnight on like Friday morning. So like I called my driver manager up because I seen the extended home time, and I was like, they were skeptical about at first when I asked them, okay, do I go home now or whatever, because I was like 5 minutes away from home. I wouldn't see the reason for them to send me elsewhere because they routed me to West Palm on the 23rd. So I was like, do you guys want me? And he's asking me, do I want to go home? So I'm like, yeah, I want to go home because I'm 5 minutes away. And I noticed they gave me the day, they had me pick the load up a day later. So I was kind of skeptical about, I didn't want them to get the impression like I'm asking them to extend my home time, because if I do extend my home time, it's going to affect my pay. So the miles that I made for those 2 weeks that I basically was done, I made 1 week 1,300 miles, which was a record low. That's the lowest amount of miles that I've made since I've been here at Transam. And then the other week after that, because I sat again for so much, I only made 800 and something miles. So that's literally 2 paychecks that's gonna really hurt. Like I said, luckily I saved like half of those good paychecks that I had, so it technically equals out. The next thing what I decided to do on this run while I came out, I'm not going to extend my time out here. I'm just going to run for the 14 days or the 11 days and go back home and see how it works. That's why I haven't done the dedicated review, because that's kind of a part of it. So I want to see how everything works, and especially with this thing that's going on. California is on shutdown right now, and you guys know that the Florida runs from, the dedicated account runs from Florida to California. That's one of the roads that they have right now. I'm in what is it called, Minnesota. Yeah, I'm in Minnesota right now. So I ran from Florida, came all the way up to Minnesota. This load delivers on Monday morning. But yeah, those 2 paychecks basically equaled out back for these 2 bad ones that's coming. I will say this, there's been a lot of people that's been losing their jobs. You know, people, it's crazy out there right now, and luckily, you know, I'm fortunate enough to still have a job, so I'm not even complaining about the whole thing. But as you guys know, I gotta tap in and let you guys know the good and the bad that what goes on at Transam. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. Everywhere has their flaws, you know what I mean? But that's what I base my channel on. I let you guys know what's going on, just the way it is happening here at Transam. You know, my personal experience, what I go through. So I wanted to tap in and share that. There's so much more information that I have. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to do separate parts to it, and I have a few more reviews coming up also. If you guys are new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe. I drop videos like every week. I drop at least 2 videos every week on Transam and being a new truck driver and an OTR driver. You know, like the video, it sends the video out there so more people can see it, and share the video with your friends, man. Share it with your classmates, share it with anybody, a fellow driver that you think makes sense. I'm always open to advice, you know what I mean? So if you're a driver here already, or you're a driver from a different company, share your opinion down below in the comments, you know what I mean? If you have any questions or concern, drop them down below. I always respond to my comments, you know what I mean? And most importantly, bro, like, I want to thank everybody that's been subscribing to the channel, man. The growth of the channel has been tremendous in my opinion. I remember when I first started, and where I'm at right now, I'm still not where I want to be, but I just want to take the time out to tell everybody that I really appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel and liking the videos, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys very much again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.